Fellow lost souls, wanderers, adventurers and heroes. Many of us have found ourselves trapped in Barovia, imprisoned by the mists. The devil Strahd has incarcerated us here, and the only way out is to kill him, or die in the attempt. So, welcome to Barovia. The land is cursed, and now, so are you. Oh, hello, friends. Welcome to our Curse of Strahd campaign stream, session 20, where I try to resist my party pouting at me to get their way, and my mum demanding I give everyone inspiration. I do have the power to resist these things, maybe. My name is Debbie. I use she, her pronouns. I am your dungeon master. Let me introduce you to your players. Folks, feel free to introduce yourselves and your characters. Please, everyone say hello to Elise.
Hello, my name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I play Mink, who's a Firbolg and a paladin, and he uses he, him pronouns.
Yes, yes, indeed. Very good. Please say hello to Lena.
Hi, I'm Lena, and my pronouns are she, her, and I play Mari Mia Tinker, whose pronouns are also she, her, and she's a rogue tiefling.
Very good, very good. Say hello to Adam.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. Although
Correct.
it's Sunday for some people already,
Oh,
I think.
could be.
Adam Lawver here. My pronouns are they, them, he, him. Although I am wearing a shirt that says gender, I hardly know her. Gifted to me by our lovely DM. I am playing Teddy of Arbora, who uses he, him pronouns. And he is a character in the D&D campaign that I'm playing. He's half satyr, half dragonborn, and he's half fighter and half cleric.
Very good. Very good. That is Teddy, a character that you are playing. And Galway is also here. They use they, them, or he, him pronouns, and they are playing Diota, who is a elvish artificer who uses they, them pronouns. Awesome. All right. Housekeeping. We are affiliate on Twitch, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe. You can also link your Amazon Prime account to support us via Prime Gaming. If you would like to support us more directly with the cash dollars, you can send us money, !Ko-Fi, Ko-Fi, to do that. If you like what we do and enjoy what we do, you can show that financially. Other chat commands besides !Ko-Fi, you have !Discord. That will get you a link to our Discord community, where you can find nice people to hang out with and share the life that we're all lifing at the moment. Yeah, it's a nice place to be. There's good people. !Merch will get you a link to our merch store where you can buy cool stuff with artwork designed by members of the community in reference to like campaigns and inside jokes or other things like that. And !Donate. Lena, what do you know about !Donate?
Hi. Our donation thing command is going to the Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition. Shit is fucking bad right now, yo. Just generally across the board. But one of the areas where it's like most fucking bad is for undocumented immigrants who are dealing with a lot of bullshit. So donate to organizations that support those folks, please.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very kindly. If you would like more Helpful Goat, and why wouldn't you, besides joining our Discord, you can check us out via podcast feed, Ghosts and Dragons, Helpful Goat Presents Dom and Dragons, or YouTube, if you want to see stuff before it becomes podcasts. All right. So welcome in to our Curse of Strahd stream. 2 final important announcements. This is intended to be a horror stream, might not be suitable for everybody. Themes today. What are we doing today? General, non-specific, ominous danger. That's just hanging around because it's Barovia. Vampires. That's Strahd. Non-consensual relationships. That's how he feels about Irina. And threatened harm to children. Potentially we might get to that today, depending on how we go. If any of that doesn't sound good to you, feel free to take time out, give it a miss, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And that also goes to players as well. Because like Lena said, shit is what it is at the moment.
It is fucking bad right now.
Is that what you said? Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Music used in streams to date and going forwards is from Tabletop Audio or Kevin MacLeod's Incompetech website, used under a Creative Commons license. Which reminds me that I don't think I pressed play on the music for today. So 1 moment, please, while I go and do that.
Thank you for giving us whole music. Yeah.
That's just me singing. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I basically did do hold music. Okay.
It would be funny if Debbie had recorded herself doing that and then imported it into Roll20.
As a track named Hold Music.
Hold
Yeah.
music. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And that would be very useful any time when... But no, I didn't do that. That was just out of my mouth. Anyway, last session, Diota spent only a little bit of time in the bookshop and acquired a few books. I was genuinely surprised at how not difficult it was to get Diota out of the bookshop. I thought that was it. I thought it was a one-way trip, but thank you, Galway. Diota found a few books, including a book of exalted deeds that was given to Teddy, since it's useful for clerics. And that book includes some deeds of the Order of the Silver Dragon. More to find out there, I'm sure. Diota left Graboa in the bookshop for nosy purposes, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you said last week. Nosy purposes. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. So we can probably start today with checking back in with Graboa, if you would like. Diota?
He's probably
and they
coming
can
back
return
in
with
about
their
now
report.
anyway. So
Yeah. Wonderful. The rest of us, them, y'all, reconvened at the tavern and spent the evening interrogating / being interrogated by, in a friendly way, Erwin, Danica, and a super friendly guy named Javier. Do we remember learning anything from last week, friends? Did we get any exciting
but my notes
highlights?
probably do.
Sorry, Lena.
Danica knew something about ravens in terms of like the order of the raven, but she covered that up. Rictavio is not from here and was just sort of like, yeah, no shit, I'm not from here. Neither are you. Screw off. And then seemed to be like, hey, there's some stuff that you probably should know if you are not going to die horribly. Phew.
Yep. They also mentioned that they don't get out a lot, and a few bits of kind of geography that you already knew in terms of like the windmill and the village of Barovia. Very good. What else? What else? Oh, yes. Danica did mention that there's a shortage of wine. Danica and Erwin have family at the winery, but due to a past falling out, they haven't spoken in years. But Erwin's worried since the last shipment was due a week ago. And Rictavio did invite you to his room for a private conversation to give you some of that information that you might not know. But it is only a conversation, just to be clear. There's no saucy business going on. Very good. Right. So, why is the music stopped? I'm not doing hold music. I'm just not doing it. So, at around about this time, Graboa can Graboa open doors?
I mean, he's got little
They have
hands.
arms. Yeah.
I love Graboa too much. Like,
Very good.
This delights me.
MVP. Graboa is great. The idea of Graboa is great, but also the fact that Graboa has killed 90% of the things that you fought to date.
More people than Mink, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Diota has actually killed anyone. Like, I think my contributions to things dying have purely been in the form of having created Graboa.
Yeah. Okay, so at around about this moment, as Rictavio is inviting you for a conversation only upstairs, the tavern door opens and in bobs Graboa with their little paper chain arms and slides over to Diota and sort of hovers above. Do you have a telepathic link where they can tell you what's going on? Does it work?
It has
Clearly.
interpretive dance moves.
Yes. That's just me. I'm just grooving with the music.
I love how in the introduction block, it's like, you determine the homunculus's appearance. Some artificers prefer him. Like, I'm not some artificers.
Skip.
Honestly, I'm not actually.
It doesn't tell you.
Yeah, it might have
I mean,
to
there must be some way to communicate.
Yeah, I'll double check, but maybe he can use the Taruka deck.
Oh, yeah,
Love that.
that's gonna be fine.
I think he can probably, especially if not much happened, just sort of shrug at me, but...
Okay, so that is exactly what happens. Graboa shrugs and drops a couple of, the leaflets on the table in front of you, as if to say, that's about it. That's the report that you get from Graboa, that it seems that, nothing much happened. It's just a family printing business, printing a bunch of these leaflets for the Burgomaster's festivals.
I'll pop one of the leaflets into him with the Taruka deck.
Okay, so Graboa is now a Magic 8 ball containing a Taroka deck and one Festival of the Blazing Sun leaflet. Okay, very good, very good.
I can't wait. We don't have a wizard. I can't wait to see what documents he contains by the end of this campaign. Find wizard spellbook. Yeah, alright. Feed it to Graboa.
In there. A scroll of something in there. Very good. So, Rictavio's left and has gone upstairs, and you can follow them up, subtly, or not so subtly, depending on what you would like to do.
I mean, it doesn't need to be subtle. We can just look like we're going up to bed and then go into Octavio's room.
It's
There are
different stairs.
2 different staircases.
Oh,
Yes,
well, I
this staircase to get to Rictavio's room, up here, and the outside staircase to get to your room.
So
Your
what I want to know is, if we go to our rooms and then just Kool-Aid Man our way through 2 walls, does that count as subtle or not subtle?
I'm gonna say not subtle. Smashing through walls.
But what if we do a really good job going, oh yeah.
You're already did a really good job, Elisa.
Thanks.
And it would only be one wall because this is a door. This here is a door. So you'd only need to smash through this wall to get
Oh,
into
good.
Octavio's room.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, look, if that's what you want to do, I'll let you roll stealth for smashing through.
Mink goes up the stairs to Octavio's room and does not give a shit if people
Yeah.
notice this.
I do too, just kind of like casually, but everything I do is very casual. I'm a very casual person. So
You're, yeah.
Oh, I guess first I can go tell. Did Teddy and Diota actually not follow Mari and Mink over to Octavio's table? In which case I would.
I think they didn't. I think it was just you and me.
I'd loop back to the other table. I'd just be like, apparently his name is Octavio and he might have more information for us, and said that we should go listen to him talk to us upstairs.
That's a very odd way to phrase a conversation.
I'm really tired, sorry. This is Mink, not Elise.
I understood, yeah.
Mink is very tired.
What are we this is Galway above the table. What are we thinking with Irina? Because someone should be guarding Irina. Is she just going to come with us?
She can go with you, yeah, for sure.
We
Sorry.
can all squeeze into
Scrolls
Octavio's room.
Scrolls up on the map. Uh-huh. Yep. 10 foot aside room. That's definitely going to go well when one of us is a furbolg. And one of us is a part dragonborn. So yeah, this is close enough. I'm gonna send Lamdea and Graboa up with them, and I'm going to stay in the bar, just watching. But
Okay.
I will flicker in and out of using Lamdea's senses so that I'll have a general sense of what's going on, and if responses are needed from me, Graboa can interpretively dance at people.
Wonderful. Galway, you do realize that I'm going to make you, Galway, do the interpretive dance, not me, Debbie. Okay, good.
I know.
You're wonderful.
I knew the doom I had sealed.
Okay, so anyone that wants to go upstairs, go upstairs. If you're going to stay downstairs, Diota, I think Irina will stay with you.
I don't think I can take my character across this line on the map.
Oh, fiddly-dee. I can.
Thank
Oops,
you.
not there. Right, you can go in there. Murray, do you want me to take you upstairs as well?
Yes,
Boop, boop, boop,
please.
boop, boop, boop. Teddy, are we going upstairs? Boop, 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 boop.
Yes.
Wonderful. And
I can have Graboa and Lemdea perched on either shoulder. Are they small enough for that? I'm going to pretend like they are.
I feel like Lamdea's non-corporeal. Aren't they just like a
Correct.
creepy set
Lamdea
of
is
eyes?
intangible.
They can still sit on my shoulder.
Lamdea is in
yes.
fact just going to fuse into Graboa. So there's just like sort of a little glow light.
I love that.
it.
Why are they so cute, Galway?
Yeah, why are they the best? So as you get upstairs, like Rictavio hears you coming and opens the door and says, "Come in." Okay, it's going to be a bit squashed, but one of you can sit in the chair, two of you can sit on the bed. I don't mind standing, and kind of closes the door behind as you squeeze in. And Graboa is going to float like at the top in the middle of the room, so like there is room for everyone. Right. Obviously, you're adventurers. And even if you didn't choose to adventure to Barovia, you've ended up here. And I feel like with a cleric and a paladin, such as yourselves, you're not necessarily going to be on board with what the current administration is up to. In Barovia, I mean. And I need...
administration.
Strahd, exactly. And so I really need to warn you of the level of shit that you've got yourselves into. And I know that you probably didn't choose this, but you are where you are. And this probably at this point doesn't come as a surprise to you, but I am not, in fact, a jolly carnival man. It is a front. I am a spy.
Okay.
I saw that, Mari. It's a front for me. I'm trying to work out what's going in Barovia and why coming here is a one-way ticket. I chose to came here.
Okay.
But I now can't leave.
Ah, that was my question.
Yeah, I know. It is a one-way ticket. I haven't got it all figured out yet, but I'm trying to work out Barovia.
Why would you...
Are you from the same place as them? The...
Okay, where are we from?
The place they're from. Are you from the same place as them?
/ the Sword Coast, and also we're not all from there.
I don't think Mari knows that.
Define from, I guess. Yeah, I was born in Faerun, but I haven't been there in a long time. I travel a lot. I have some limited experience with planeswalking, so I have been to different places, different worlds, you might say, and Barovia is the currently last in the line of places that I've been.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You said you're a spy. That means you belong to an organization that cares about what's going on here? Who?
I mean, maybe that's not the right word. I mean, the devil would see me as a spy for sure, because I am spying on the valley that they run and their operation and trying to, you know, discover what's going on here. But I don't report to anyone. I'm not part of a formal structure.
Debbie, this can't possibly be the first time I'm asking this or thought to ask this, or like, but maybe it is. If it's not, I'm just forgetting. Is there literature and like stories and like awareness like outside of like in Faerun about Barovia? Like, do they all know about Barovia? They know that it exists? Like, did Teddy, would he have ever heard about it or read about it before being brought here? I cannot believe it's session 20 that I'm asking this.
No, it isn't session 20 that you're asking this. I feel like you've already asked this and I made you all roll history checks.
Okay.
And if I didn't, we can do that now. If you don't remember it and it's not in your notes, but it certainly would be something that we would need to check on. It's not something that, like, it's not like me, Debbie, thinking about the existence of China as a place, right?
It's possible that so it's possible that we've heard of it.
Anything's possible in D&D.
I know that Diota could tell that this place was aligned to the Shadowfell. But that wasn't off of, like, checking. That was off of feeling, of like, oh, shit.
I mean, yeah, I'd pose that to the other players. Like, do you all have a sense of what your characters knew about Barovia before being brought here? Should we roll history? I would like to roll a history check because I do not recall having rolled one. Is that okay, Debbie?
For sure.
Yeah, let's see what the dice say. 5. Okay, that makes it probably pretty easy.
No, you've never heard of Barovia.
Great.
There's not like any kind of anything that you can recall having ever read about a place called Barovia.
In which case, Teddy would ask Rictavio, did you know of the existence of this place before coming here?
Yes, I did.
How?
But, well, that is a great question, young Teddy. As I'm sure you can imagine, a one-way ticket into a place means that news about that place very rarely, if ever, gets out. And so the information that I had about Barovia was ancient texts from centuries ago, before the valley became shut off. So when the initial conquest of this place happened by the guy that's currently in charge. And then it's been pretty much radio silence since then. And I'm a nosy guy, so I nosed my way in.
What are you hoping to accomplish having nosed your way in?
Ideally, I'd like to find a way to nose my way out.
But when you nosed your way in, you weren't thinking my next goal is to nose my way out. You were thinking my goal is to get information for what purpose?
Oh, my goal was to get in and see what was here, if anything, and then go on to the next adventure.
Okay, so it was just motivated by curiosity, adventuring.
That's
So
me.
you're like writing a book or something?
No. Are you?
No, but I'm not just like going to random different places that I get stuck to get information.
I didn't know I was going to get stuck here.
So,
Graboa's gonna point at a shadow on the ground and then like topple over. And then like
Goy, do you mind if I make Rictavio make like a kind of brain box roll? What would even the brain box roll be? Would it just be straight intelligence to interpret the the dance? I don't feel like
yeah, I was gonna say either intelligence or like insight.
insight. I think insight. Oh yeah. Yes. That bottle is very intelligent. A relationship to the Shadowfell?
It does a little dance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
what does that
bottle?
mean? Our best party member, honestly.
Well,
Grippo is going to
Well.
unroll the Festival of the Blazing Sun thing, just like sort of like a little advertisement banner up in the top of the room.
oh, we'll come on to that. Yes. Okay, so how to explain. Right. Imagine a very long time ago, you had a plank of wood, a bowl, a mug, right? And then for some reason it got broken into different pieces. Each of those pieces is like a demi-plane, a self-contained plane of existence. And that happened because something did it. I don't know what the something is. I'm not all knowing, right? But the Shadowfell is itself a demiplane, but it also links demiplanes. They're all kind of tied together. And that's
like
how...
The platter on which all the pieces sit, and Barovia is a piece.
Okay, yes, wonderful. And that's how some of us are able to planeswalk. And by that I mean move between these demiplanes.
So
move between these pieces.
You can go from the Shadowfell into Barovia, is what you did that.
Yes, that is how I got here.
Do you think
So
that's
why
how
can't you go back?
Yeah, good question.
it should work, but it doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's how we got here? And I gesture at me and Teddy, like through the Shadowfell? Because I didn't mean to go, I've never even heard of the Shadowfell.
Yeah, so you don't, it's, again, I don't know everything. You don't have to go that way when you're planeswalking, but it is one way to do it. It's like, you know when you go from, like, this town to that town, there may be, like, you could go the quick way that's direct, or you could go via the river, or you could go the other way. There are different ways that you can often do this, and I choose the way that I know myself to do it, but I don't know how outside adventurers are consistently being brought into Barovia, but they are. And I don't know how or why, and why none of us can leave, or how none of us can leave.
At this, the Festival of the Blazing Sun poster is going to be replaced by the Taruka card Dark Lord, followed by the Taruka card Mists at a shrug.
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely sure that the devil himself is leading this, and the mists have something to do with it being the one-way ticket, right? Is that what you wanted to know, little bottle? And the bottle will give Rictavio a thumbs up, yeah. But without interrogating the devil himself, and I am out of my league with that, I don't know how we're going to get that answer, but... But I didn't bring you here to tell you all about my adventures and planeswalking and such, but to warn you about what may or may not be going on in Valakai. So you have obviously got an awareness of the Burgomaster and his festivals. He rules over Valakai with a very strong regime, and he does these festivals very frequently as a way to distract or motivate or manage the population, but it's not a happy place to be. And there is an alternate power, Lady Watcher, but you need to be very careful if you meet her, because she is a dangerous woman. The Burgomaster is not a good man. He does not do good things in Barovia, in Valakai, but I don't think that Lady Watcher is any better.
What's her deal?
I don't know much. I'm still working on it. I've been here about a month, and I'm just kind of getting my bearings, but she is powerful, she is dangerous, and she is in opposition to the Burgomaster, subtly, if not openly, at this point.
So, floating down to like a flat surface, Grabo is going to lay down the Festival of the Blazing Sun, and then pop out the Dictator card. I mean, like,
Yeah, I would say that's an accurate description of the Burgomaster.
And then on the other sort of side, lay out a series of cards. There's like Dark Lord, was it Dark Lord, Torturer, Wizard, Necromancer, and then like Shrug.
Are you, Bottle, trying to ask me the question of what the devil is, or what the Burgomaster is?
What Lady Watcher might be.
Oh, yeah, could be any of those things.
Mm.
I don't have. I don't necessarily have evidence that she's working with the devil, or that she is or is not any one of those things, but the vibes are off.
Okay. Okay. I mean, in terms of just like, I look at Mari, Teddy, and Graboa, and I'm just like, so we just leave tomorrow? Like, there's no reason really for us to stay here, right?
Not that I can see.
Are they doing things to the citizens here? Are they like, I mean, I know they're putting them in the stocks just for speaking out and things like that, but besides your run-of-the-mill evil lord of a city kind of stuff, are they like harvesting their souls to feed to vampires? Like,
the Burgomaster is a dictator and not a good guy, but I don't think he's aligned with Strahd, in that he does try to keep the vampires, etc., out, and there aren't, monsters overrunning the town or citizenry being fed to the monsters. Like the Wolf's Head Jamboree was about killing the wolves, which are very often aligned with Strahd and etc. And the Festival of the Blazing Sun is about summoning the sun, which is obviously an enemy to Strahd. It is an oppressive regime, but I don't think it is a murderous regime on the citizenship of Valakai.
Mm-hmm.
The place feels a little bit like a powder keg at the moment, with Lady Watcher, and I don't know what she's up to, and the Burgomaster, and the general kind of oppressive mood. So be careful where you step, and if you're planning to leave soon, I don't think that's a bad idea.
What about the ravens? What are they called? Any sense of what's going on there?
What do you already know?
I'm going to hold my tongue because I've been told not to talk about this and I'm too tired to make decisions. So I'll kind of stop talking and look at Teddy and Mari and just kind of like...
Teddy looks at Mari and shrugs.
I've been very transparent with all of you, so...
Why am I in charge of talking now? There's we know that there's ravens, and they're good, and perhaps not. They're not just ravens. Perhaps there's also people involved, as a form of, cool group doing cool things. What do you know about ravens? I can be a lot less vague if you tell me what you know.
So, the Keepers of the Feathers is who we're talking about, and they are a small, formal resistance to the devil.
Yeah, cool. We're on the same page. What else do you know?
They're were-ravens, right?
Did we know that?
We had suspected. I don't think we had confirmed.
So if you are aligned against the devil, you are aligned with, whether you know it or not, the Keepers of the Feathers.
Have you met them?
No comment. That's not my secret to give away.
Okay, I think Danica is probably our person for that. Also, Lady Watcher, there's no chance Lady Watcher is mixed up with the were-ravens, right? Like, Watcher, that's very...
Zero chance.
Okay. It just feels like, someone who watches, the birds are always watching.
Her name is spelt Wachter.
Watched her. Gotcha. Watched her. I definitely thought it was
it's in Debbie's mind as Watcher, but it's not spelt that way, so I will say totally Watcher.
Fine. Okay. Not your secret to give away, but you're here telling us all these other things and trying to help us, so can you point us toward who we could talk to about this? I mean, do you have a relationship with the were-ravens?
Your first instinct, I would follow that.
Okay. Copy. So, what are you gonna do?
Right now, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Once you guys are off my bed.
Are you staying in Valakai until you get to the bottom of things? Are you gonna leave Valakai?
That's a good question. I don't know. So I've been here, as I said, about a month. Luckily, Erwin's a very generous man, so it hasn't been too ruinously expensive to stay here. Oh, book. My pet monkey, Piccolo, he's not welcome at the inn, so he's now living with the toy maker at Blinsky's Toys. Go and check them out. The dolls are great.
Okay. Well, we have history with dolls. I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, go meet the monkey at least. He's nice. I don't know. I need to see more of Barovia for sure. I need to test the limits of this mist's business. And I'm sure you heard Danica and Erwin are worried about their delivery from the winery, the Wizard of Wines. You know what? If there was a group of adventurers that would want to go and look into that, maybe on their way to Kresik, I could see to tag along with them. But I think I'm going to be heading out at some point in the not too
Remind
distant.
me where the winery is in relation to where we are.
You got your map?
I do.
All right, now I got to get my map. Hold on. If you go, all right, so you're in Valakai, which is kind of top middle, and Kresik is
Yeah.
kind of top left. The Wizards of Wines, I think, is like middle left.
So like half-ish way between Kresik and Valakai?
No. Go to Kresik and turn left, I think. Have you?
Turn south?
Is Argynvost on your? Yeah, south.
Yes,
Is Argynvost
Argynvost
on your map?
is
Yeah.
on my map.
Where's my big map?
Which one is
I didn't realize that Argynvost was kind of on the way to Kresik.
Is that the little tower thing there? Why
Actual map.
do you have a different map than I have? I just have the hand-drawn map.
Debbie, have several other maps.
I think I have a different map. Yeah, I think I have a different map because of being from here.
Yeah, so if you go to Kresik and go south a little bit, it's not far, is the Wizards of Wines, and Argynvost is like, to get to it from Valakai, you have to go like almost halfway to Kresk and then kind of come back on yourself.
Yeah, so it's kind of on the way. And if we went off the roads, off-roading, it would be faster, but we're not going to do that.
Oh, I mean, you can.
No. But it is so it's kind of on the way. I thought Argynvost was further south.
No, do you want, you don't know travel distances. I was going to tell you that, but you don't know that.
I might know that. I live here.
Marie might.
I mean, we have a map and we have experience traveling, like how long it took us to get from Barovia to the camp,
also
for example, was
that.
about a day. So like we can estimate.
Okay, so to get from Valakai to Kresik is about a day and a half.
Okay.
To get from Valakai to Argynvost is about a day.
Okay. What about
get
from
from-
Argynvost to Kresik?
About a day and a half.
Damn, okay.
And to get from Kresik to the Wizard of Wines is about a day.
Okay.
And is it a day from Argynvost to the Wizard of Wines?
Hang on. So that
I'm trying
again,
to
is it
figure
a
out
day to
traveling-
get from Argynvost to the Wizard of Wines?
Yeah.
It's a bit more than that. It's like a day and a half, day and a quarter, day and a half.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out traveling that doesn't involve sleeping outside. Like where we can have pit stops, do side quests so we don't have to sleep on the road.
And you don't know how safe any of these places are that you want to go. That's Debbie saying that to you.
Right.
Right.
Right. We don't know like anything about the safety of Argynvost, right? Because that's the dragon place, right? And Kresik is where the abbey is, so we think that's
Correct.
gotten sketchier, but maybe not bad. And I guess we don't have any idea what's going on at Wizard of Wines. So those might
Okay.
not actually be good sleeping places, what you're saying.
I think we need to go to bed. I think tomorrow we see Irina off. And then we make a decision about the rest of this. Yeah?
There's one more thing I want to tell you. Because you're adventurers, and maybe you're interested in this side quest. One of the inn's best patrons, a guy called Bluto, he may or may not be the town drunk, but I've always got on very well with him. I haven't seen him for a couple of days, and he's normally in the tavern every night. if you wanted to take a little jaunt up to Lake Zarovich, that's normally where he can be found fishing.
Are you worried about him?
Any change in behavior, I find curious. And this is a definite change in behavior in that he's normally reliably in the tavern every night, and this is his second night that he hasn't been here. Okay, you can go to bed now. Good night.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rictavio.
You're welcome. Sleep well. Blah, blah. Out, out. Thank you, Bottle. Goodbye.
Okay, all right. We'll file back down into the common room, gather the troops, and head upstairs to
It's
sleep.
bed.
Mhm.
All right, let me put you all in bed. Not in the same bed. Dee, 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 dee. I can't even remember who's sharing rooms. Is it Mink and Diota and Teddy and Marie?
Yeah, and Irina
Think so.
was going to stay with Mink and Diota.
Irina, Koliana, and Diota.
And they can definitely roll in a cot for one of us, right? So
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Where's Teddy?
already in his room.
Oh, is he? Oh yes,
I
there
see
he
him.
is. I put him in the bed. There. Everyone's in their beds. That was necessary.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before you go to bed? Any books you want to look at? Any role play you want to play or roll?
How many hours of reading can I get in with the Exalted Deeds book without
It depends. Oh.
um without missing a long rest?
I think you could get 2 in.
Okay.
Because you need to sleep for 6 hours, right? So it can be like you're taking a
Oh.
watch, but you're reading instead of watching.
Eddie, if you were like hypothetically, I don't know how to phrase this. If there was like hypothetically 2 actions in your life, and both of them could hypothetically result in bad things for some people, but you don't really like know, which would be hypothetically worse? What would you do? Just not act? Just be paralyzed? Hypothetically?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, I said hypothetically a lot. If you hypothetically, there were like 2 hypothetical courses of action in your life, and both of them could hypothetically result in like bad things for some people, but you hypothetically don't know really what would happen with either for sure, what would you do? Just be frozen?
I think that answering that question demands a lot more context than is currently provided.
Cool. Okay. Good night.
Good night.
It's Book Heather. Heather is asking which cat is meowing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Is he
Is it
only going to
because
pick
the-
up when I talk, or is it all the time?
It's not all the time.
Okay.
There
Is it
happened to be
closed, and that's the rudest?
if there happened to be like a section of the book that Teddy's reading that seems relevant to the question that Mari's asking, Teddy might share it, but otherwise he would just say what he said.
I don't think you're going to be far enough into the book to have found anything when Mari asked this question. And I'm assuming that when Mari said, "Oh, good night," then like she like rolls over and puts her back to you and like she's going to sleep. Is that correct, Lena?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Teddy could try to like continue the conversation and ask follow-up questions, but
No, No, Teddy looks at the table of contents in the book, sees that chapter 7 is hypotheticals. He looks over at Mari, looks back down at the book, goes back to where he is in chapter 1.
In the other room, Mink is dead to the world, asleep.
Yeah. Yep. Graboa, are you going to be looking at any? Not Graboa, fucking hell. Deota. Are you going to be looking at any of your books?
I have been utterly subsumed by my creation. I'll probably keep scanning the vampire one.
Okay.
But again, not reading long enough that it would interrupt rest in any way. And
No. Would you like to roll reading check?
Sincerely, is there a reason we're rolling for it and not just getting information from the book?
I want to know how far Galway gets tonight. Because I've got 8 points of information. Just roll a d8 then. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a learning roll. It's just a how far roll. Is that fair?
Totally.
Six.
Okay. Right. Now, the other thing that I have to tell you is there is a podcast that was like my first experience of listening to D&D, even before you guys. This was years ago when I lived in Australia. It's called D&D is for Nerds. And in D&D is for Nerds, they have a guy called Emmanuel de Monster who has written a book about monsters.
That's very good.
And so I wanted to give Galway, Deota / Graboa, a book that had information about vampires in, but I also really love Emmanuel de Monster, so this is very much inspired by that, which to nobody else is going to mean anything, but I really enjoyed this, and I hope it is annoying / frustrating for you.
Good. You love to hear that.
Yeah. So, you read thus far in the book. A vampire can be known by certain obvious identifying features, not leastest of which will it be its ravenous, bloodthirsty hunger. Alas, by this point the vampire may indeed be ripping thy throat out, at which point it may be too late to have identified your foe. A vampire or vampire by any other name does not smell as sweet. Even in their undeath, for which of course they are, a vampire possesses a powerfully difficult challenge to even a zealous adventurer, forsooth. A wholehearted curmudgeon of health and an adeptity at both activities of bodyeth and mindeth makes an unwanted and undefeatable enemy. You see?
Yes.
As it is their very nature, witheth being undead, a vampire is most surely resistant to damage of undeath. That is to say, necrotic. Accordingly, and even more so, you should consider the nature of the creature you face, and on all accounts avoideth the use of that mundanest of weapons, whether it be dealing the damage of bludgeons, piercings, or slashes. Thou should indeed take care, for although you may be looking upon a humanish vampire, beware its ability to alter its appearance to become a bat or mist, with dramatically improvified flight capabilities once it has become what it changeth into. Furthermore, even when not transmogrified, it can defy such laws of physics as this author is experienced with, ascending walls and ceiling in the same manner as thou might promenade around a lake with thy love. These devilish creatures have indeed more horrific talents upon their up their lace-trimmed sleeves. A repair to their own form, if thy receiveth damage, occurs frequently, unless the bounty of the celestial orb of daylight doth burn them, or the purification of holy runs over them. Into the bargain, consider as a creature of undeath the damage of the gleaming, glowing, incandescent godliness, or from the holieth watereth, will also disruptify the vampire's healing ability. 6 you rolled, right, Goy? If thou hast the misfortune of being now located in Barovia, you have my deepest condolences, for it is my informed opining that vampires in Barovia are yet more powerful still than any common or garden or lesser spotted vampire you might meet elsewhere. Forasmuch, a vampire in Barovia is capable of inflicting upon an innocent bystander such a powerful bite with its pointed teeth, even if thou art not held in embrace by the vampire, which is indeed the usually accepted gentlemanly form in advance of the biting. The vampire is thus both uncouth, rude, and deadly. And that's as far as you get tonight.
A lesser spotted vampire? Is that
Yeah.
okay? I love that.
The original is obviously better, but I had much fun with that.
In that last little bit there, the key information is that vampires are stronger and have slightly different capabilities in Barovia rather than vampires we may have encountered in Faerun.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And the vampires in Faerun sound pretty shitty, honestly. So.
Yeah, so all of those things are giving you mechanical information about vampires in Barovia.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope other people are taking notes. 'Cause I was
Hooray!
putting
I did. I
They
took notes on that.
regen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we can use holy water and daylight to disrupt that.
The damage of gleaming, glowing, incandescent godliness.
And radiant damage.
Also, the damage of gleaming, glowing, incandescent godliness. Yes.
I actually do have some holy water. We should think about how to get more.
Can we alchemy holy water? We have not done alchemy in a hot minute. We should do that.
Alchemy.
Mm-hmm. I feel like godly people can holify water. Oh my god, I've turned into Emmanuel de Monster.
I'm pretty sure that D&D has like no formal rules around how the production of holy water occurs.
They actually do now. There is one spell that does it, but there's also something in the Dungeon Master's Guide, I believe, on creating holy water.
All right. In the current, the 2014 Dungeon Master's Guide, not the 2024 one.
Correct. The majority of
Alright.
the books of which will come out in 2025. Yeah.
Teddy has
No comment, no
ceremony. Teddy can cast ceremony to create holy water.
That's one of them.
Oh, nice.
That would be the spell one, and I thought that there was a rule on holy water in the book, which was weirdly cheaper than ceremony, if I recall.
Well, it's not in the index as holy water. But ice brackets hazard is. Okay, I might have to look this up after. Where would it be?
Regardless, we have ceremony, so we have a way to manufacture it.
Is this a ceremony 12 hours to cast or something?
It's 1 hour. 1 hour ritual.
Okay, that's so much.
And it's a
better.
ritual, so.
Okay, wait.
A cleric or paladin may create holy water by performing a specific ritual. The ritual takes an hour to perform, uses 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver, and requires the caster to expend a first level spell slot, allegedly. Slot.
That is so much silver.
Yeah, what does ceremony cost?
That's not listed in.
No, that's
Images.
That's the
Ceremony.
base.
Or holy
That's the
water.
base thing, not ceremony. I can't remember
So
how.
if ceremony doesn't have that cost, then it's probably more affordable. Is there something listed for the material components for ceremony?
It doesn't list.
Oh,
It just says
on page
components of
115 to 116.
M. It doesn't
VSM,
say-
but it doesn't have anything in parentheses after the M.
No.
I'm just
Then I
checking
think
this
it's
out.
good.
Then
I think
you're like
your, I think your spell
cleric.
pouch would be fine, or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, your focus. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's way cheaper than the other way, then, because I think it's free.
Cool. Are we gonna do alchemy tonight?
All right.
No, it costs
Bedtime,
25. It's 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver, which the spell consumes.
I'd say that in ceremony.
Yes. I was gonna say they didn't change the cost. It was basically just formalizing.
I'm double checking that on 5e tools. It's not that
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
believe
looking
you
at.
about things. I'm just checking.
Okay.
Don't be mad at me.
I'm mad at you, Lena.
Okay. You can be mad at me.
I knew it.
That's acceptable. It
Are we
does say
getting
that on 5e
a long
tools.
rest? Are we?
Fine.
Yes. You are having a long rest.
Can
Is
I
that what
click
you
the
want to
button?
do? Yeah, press the button.
Yes.
Okay. Couple of things are going to go on while you're sleeping. So, Teddy, you're going to do a couple of hours of reading and then you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Teddy, what's your passive perception? Oh, wait, I have that noted down somewhere, I think.
12.
Okay. Um... Okay, so whilst you're sleeping, Teddy, nothing that you notice happens.
Oh, good.
But you do have another dream or nightmare. And it feels very, very much like the last dream that you had. You're adrift in the same terrible storm. And you feel like you've woken up from your sleep in the dream. You've been awoken by the creaking of the ship and the howling of the wind. And the time seems to be passing incredibly quickly and also incredibly slowly, like it does in dreams. Like, you breathed in and out, and hours have gone by of the ship being tossed in the storm. And the crew trying to navigate their way around. And as the time has gone by, in that breath in and out, bits of the ship have broken off. Most of the crew have been swept overboard by the waves crashing over you and what's left of the boat. You're trying, with those that remain on board, to keep the ship afloat, and using the wheel to keep it turned towards the waves, but you're fighting a losing battle. The mast is struck by lightning and breaks off. The sails are set alight and fall onto the deck. You hear the screams of a few other crew members. You can't tell if they're on the boat, what remains of the boat, or in the water. The ship and you are at the whims of the storm, tossed in each wave as the wind whips around you. And then an almighty wave lifts the battered ship, and there's a huge creaking before it cracks down the middle. The ship cracks down the middle and is torn apart. And you see the remaining members of the crew thrown into the sea, and you find yourself sliding towards the mast. You manage to grab hold of a loose line, a piece of rope, but before long another wave comes over you, yanking the rope out of your hands and tossing you towards the depths. Just as another wave comes up to grab you, though, you are pulled out. You're grabbed by your brother, who is holding onto the mast as it's kind of bobbing around. He has a grip on the mast, somehow got tangled around the mast, so he's pretty secure to that mast, and he grabs hold of you by one hand, clutching onto the shoulder of your soaking wet shirt. And you take a deep breath, knowing that his grip is the only thing keeping you above the water. And then you wake up from that dream, and you're in your bed in the inn in Valakai.
Cool. These dreams, are these this scene that he's been dreaming these last couple of nights, is it a scene that is familiar to him as like an event that happened to him in his life? Or is Teddy still feeling, is he still kind of recovering from the cycles in the house and from the weird resurrection? Is he still making sense of what actually happened to him in his life versus Is this a dream? How do you want to play that?
If you want to make a wisdom saving throw to kind of puzzle out your nightmare.
That's a critical fail.
Shit.
Regardless of the results of that roll, I was going to ask, does Teddy have a brother?
We've heard that mentioned before.
Teddy knows that he has a brother. He does remember that, presumably.
I couldn't remember.
I think.
I think we even know his name. I think I have it in my notes. I do. I know I do. I'm going to find it now.
I think
Teddy?
with your critical fail on your roll, you are so like thrown and shocked and discombobulated that like you wake up and you know that feeling when like your adrenaline is pumping and you kind of want to like run and scream and cry like all at once, and you feel awful, but you have no memory of the dream, so you don't know whether it is a situation that you know of or you don't.
Okay.
All right. So you have a nice long rest and you can wake up in the morning. But I think before we do that, we should take a break.
Radio. Be back soon, everybody.
Phew.
Oh, I'm going to give my cat insulin so I can let him out and not have to hear him anymore. I'll be back.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Oh my goodness, Kenneth Pug. She's got her head resting on his front paws, and he's got his head like resting on her back. They're like,
Our microphones might be hot. We're getting welcome back and hello messages. Hello, chat.
hello. Hello, friends. This time we're back intentionally. Before the break, we had a lovely conversation with Rictavio, told us a bunch of stuff, and then we had a nice sleep. That's about it. Goy read a cool book. Teddy read a bit of their book. Everybody's rested. So if you haven't clicked the long rest button, players, you may click the long rest
thank
button
you.
now. Mm-hmm.
Forgot that was
Very
something that
exciting.
got added.
Get all your spell slots back, Murray.
I have so many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything that's tracked on long rest except health, actually, and my health wasn't down. But whatever. Oh, my psionic energy die probably are, but I didn't use those.
Well, NVM, as the kids would say. It is morning time. So, who wants to roll a d20 for the weather?
Not me.
Always busy. Lena, do you want to roll a d20 for the weather?
Oh, sure.
Oh, no, someone's already rolled. Hang on, someone's already rolled it. It went whoop, the rolling noise, and I wasn't looking at the
Ooh.
chat. Oh, a 19, you say, eh?
That's very good for us, I'm sure.
I really wish you'd rolled a 20, but okay, so it's drizzling. It's unpleasant to travel in, but no other negative effects. Just drizzle. Classic British drizzle. What else? Ah, right. So first thing in the morning, you're up and Irina's like, I'm going to go to the church, I think, early doors. And then I might go and stop in on the Burgomaster before lunch just to say hello, because I should. That's the etiquette thing to do, but I really want to go to the church and get checked in there ASAP. If you guys would like to come with me and kind of, then you can just like leave me in the safe hands of Valakai and you can head out, that would be fine.
Oh, you remember that you're not like telling people who you are and stuff, right? You remember this? That if you tell people who you are, you're not going to be very safe here.
Sure, but I think I can tell the
Okay.
priest at the church and the Burgomaster and those two people alone.
I mean, okay, sure. Your life, Irina. Live it how you want.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
will.
we can take you to the church.
Breakfast first, church second.
Sounds like a plan. So you can head back downstairs to the main tap room, and Erwin, rather than Danica, is at the bar this morning. If you want to roll up to them, you may.
Yeah. Just go over and ask for some breakfast.
Oh, breakfast! Well, what would you like? I've got bread. I've got eggs.
Wow.
What
wait.
else have I got? What?
We didn't
I
have
didn't do
Teddy
my
roll for
roll.
steak and egg.
We didn't have Teddy roll for. Okay, amazing. Roll for steak or eggs.
Oh God.
I totally forgotten this. What
No.
did you roll?
2.
2.
I'm so
Nothing.
excited. I wish that it had happened because then we could have requested steak and eggs this morning.
You can. Owen says you can have wolf steak and eggs.
So steak and eggs does exist.
Currently, yeah, for breakfast, sure.
But they've
Just
never
not a
been put
pie?
together into a pie, which would essentially be a quiche, which is breakfast.
No, we don't do that in Barovia. Mm-mm.
Yeah, just maybe a breakfast spread for us. Then we'll take the eggs, we'll take some bread, we'll take some whatever you've got, and just if we can just have some, we'll just pick and eat and go.
You can have my laundry. I've got loads of that. That's a joke.
We don't eat laundry.
It's a joke. Oh my god. All right. I'll make you
Loads.
breakfast.
Got
Sit
loads
down.
of that. Okay, it took me a minute, but I'm there. Thanks.
Thank you. As he like walks back into the kitchen and like slams the door open. It's like, no one gets my jokes. I'm hilarious. Grumbling to himself.
Mhm.
And after not too much time passes, he comes back out with breakfast foods. It's not like a great spread or a great variety because it is still Barovia, but there's like a couple of like roasted root vegetables that have been like reheated, and yeah, some like scrambled eggs and like a wolf steak and some toasted bread.
What does wolf taste like, Debbie?
Gamey.
It's
One
just
would
like
imagine gamey dog.
I don't even want to think about it.
Dog tastes like, and I don't want to have
It's a
this
beef burger.
conversation
It tastes
anymore.
like a beef burger. It's just,
Okay,
it's fine. It's fine.
good.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay. while we're eating, I'll just check in with everyone. Anything we need to talk about before we take Irina to the church?
Irina says, no, not for me.
I'd like to move on from Balakai, kind of quick. Things seem not great here. But otherwise, yeah, no.
I'd like to maybe follow up with Danica and see if we have some assistance maybe from the feather people, because it seems like our travels might put us in some unsafe positions, and perhaps bird people in the night can be helpful.
Yeah. Sure. She didn't seem real interested in talking about that yesterday, though.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yep.
To the church?
I think we just go, yeah. Let's go to the church.
Erwin sticks his head out the door and is like, bring your plates back here. I'm not your dad. So you can carry your plates back to the kitchen and then you can leave.
Who's in the kitchen? Is Danica back there?
No, just Erwin.
All right. Take our plates. Do our dishes.
Right.
Brush our teeth,
Good, very good. Wash your hands.
And then head to the church.
Okay. All right. The church is... My map of Valakai gone. Hang on, I have a map. Here we are. Can you see this map?
Yes.
Yes.
Where's the inn?
All right. Good question. Good question. What number is the inn? Oh my god.
I bet it's
You'd think that after... I think it's... Which number? Oh, you don't see the numbers, do you?
I don't see the numbers.
Okay. This is the inn. Here. Yes! Good guess. Good guess. Where do you think the church is, Elise?
Here.
Gold Star! Absolutely. And
Okay.
just for your information, if you wanted to visit the toy maker, they're there.
Okay.
So you would have probably walked past it yesterday when you walked up to the thingamajig,
Mhm.
Okay.
Abby, why do you keep trying to get us to visit the Toy Maker?
I'm not. I'm just telling you where things are that you might be interested in.
It's
You wanna
just
know
the
where
Vistani that we met also wanted us to go there and get a doll for his niece, and now you're trying to get us to go
Oh, then
there.
You can kill two birds with
Monkey.
one stone and get a doll for his niece there.
We're not killing birds
Burgomaster's
anymore,
mansion-
Debbie.
Oh yes, you're right. You can kill two conservatives with one stone.
Cool.
I think we're all fine with that, right?
Yep.
The Burgomaster's mansion is here. What other things are in town? You came in past the stockyard. That's down here. You don't know about that. What's number 6? Oh, you don't know about that yet either. Never mind. Okay, so to the church?
Let's go.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
to the church. Okay, so I realised that we're all looking at a map, and I don't think anyone on the stream can see the map, so we've just been talking about here's where stuff is. Picture a town, if you will, dear friends. In the middle of the town is where the tavern is, and the church is at one end.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Right. Where is the church? Do I have a map for the church? Oh, I do, but I don't think you need it. I think stay where we are. We don't really need a map for this. Yeah, nah. All right.
All right.
So you can walk along
Mhm.
to it. Do you want to have a conversation before you get to the church? Irina is in a hurry to get to the church for obvious reasons, but if the rest of you all want to have a chat about something, you can.
I don't think so. I think we just escort. We had a chance for
Chit chat. Yeah, you
chit-chat.
did. And eggs.
and eggs.
So you approach the church. This slouching, centuries-old stone church has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked, stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. That's not a garden, that's a graveyard. A thin mist creeps among the graves. Irina rushes immediately towards the church, hoping that the grounds will keep her safe.
Diota's going to lean over to Mink. Is this place actually sanctified?
I will use divine sense.
Honestly, it seems like as good a use as any.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I use divine sense.
Fae, fiends, undead, consecrated, desecrated.
That's it.
And you were able
right.
to tell at the church in Barovia that it was consecrated, correct?
Mhm.
Like
That it was, yes.
Okay. Yes, you can cast this spell, but for a different reason, Mink, I'd also like you to make a religion check.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to be nitpicky, in case it matters, it's not actually a spell. It's just a thing.
Oh, it's your feature? No, that's
It's a
fine.
feature.
And
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the answer to that question, and this is to see if you get a bit of more information.
Okay, here comes my religion check. It's a 10.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, no Fae, no fiends, no undead. It's not Fae, fiends, or undead. What is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Celestials, fiends, undead.
Yes, not Fae. Yep.
None of that. The church is not consecrated, but it has previously been consecrated.
Mm.
You don't know how recently or not the church was. It's not desecrated, it's just deconsecrated, and you
Okay.
don't know when that happened.
Okay. I will relay this information.
Irina is out. Irina is gone. In the grey morning light, you see a strong-looking young man cutting back some ivy that's growing up the side of the church, under the instruction of an older man wearing priestly robes. You would assume that's the priest of the church, and Irina is straight over to him and calling out, "Father Lucian!" And then there's a conversation that you don't hear. But if you want to follow and catch up, you may.
Yeah, I'm a little on edge with the.
I'm absolutely astounded that the place is actually not consecrated. I was just like, you never really get a good use for that. Let's at least get some peace of mind. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, I'll follow and try and listen in on most of the conversation if I can. Just hear what Lucian thinks of all this.
Yeah. So she says, "I know we've not met, but your name carried even to my family in the village of Barovia. I'm Irina Kolyana, and I've come to ask for sanctuary." And he says, "Dear, I did know your father, and I just heard this morning of his passing. I'm so terribly sorry. Come with me into the church. Let's have a conversation about that sanctuary." And Irina's going to turn back to you and say, I guess we're done. You guys can go if you want, or you can come in.
Shouldn't you tell, you didn't tell us that it's not consecrated, right?
I think I did. I think I relay the information that this used to be consecrated ground, but it's no longer.
Shouldn't you tell her that too? This is maybe not actually safe. I don't really want her.
That's a problem vis-a-vis the vampires. You're right? That's not good.
No, it's not good. I'll kind of hi, Irina, hang on. Father Lucian, is that your name? Hi.
Hi, good day.
Good day. Just wondering, has something happened here recently, or oh gosh, you have such a look on your face.
I see you are men of faith. Would you like to come into the church where we can have a conversation?
That sounds lovely in this beautiful town of Valakai, where nothing goes wrong ever. Everyone smile.
Oh, yeah. okay.
Wonderful.
Graboa
Great.
pulls out a little like paper cutout of that kind of very fake smile and plasters it on the bottle.
Why is Graboa the best thing that I've ever experienced? Galway, you're absolutely killing it. Good job. Yes, come in. Come in. Okay. Welcome all. I'm Father Lucian, and we can do introductions or not. You can give fake names or not, whatever you want to do. We can skim over that. Irina, I am sorry to say that I cannot keep you safe, but perhaps you can help me. Well, help all of us, really, because I have a terrible secret, and I beg your patience as I explain. Follow me to the altar. And he walks you towards the bit in the church where the altar is. And imagine that the altar is like a large stone thing covered with sun motifs. I don't spend a lot of time in churches, so there's a bit with a fancy table. He takes you there. He leaves the young man. There's a young man outside cutting back some ivy growing up the side of the church, and inside there's a younger boy. And Father Lucian says to him, "Oh, Jeska, just go and stand by the door, if you don't mind. Outside would be great. We're just gonna have a private conversation, just for 5 minutes. This is no problem." Thanks. And the young boy totters off, no problem. Father Lucian takes a deep breath and presses something on the underside of the altar's lip, and it slides out of the way, revealing a short staircase down into a crypt.
Oh.
And you can look down, you can go down into it. It's empty.
I just want an insight check. I don't understand why this person feels sketchy.
Yeah, you can insight check.
Dolores.
I hope you roll poorly. Oh no, you rolled well, a 16.
Cool.
He says, I understand if you feel a little nervous because a priest has told you that the problem, you don't have to go down the stairs at all. I can explain. This is the Church of St. Andrel, and until recently we were protected from the evil of the devil by the bones of St. Andrel, actual saint. They were here in this secret crypt, which you don't have to go into, but you can if you want to. The bones are no longer here. The church and the people who are here, who come to this church for protection, are no longer protected without the bones. I need your help in finding the bones and returning them here. I believe that by returning the bones to this crypt, the church will be reconsecrated by a small ceremony that I can perform, and then, Irina, we can ensure your safety and the safety of anyone else that needs sanctuary in Valakai. But please do not tell anyone. I do not want there to be a panic.
Jota's already going down to the crypt. This sounds fun to them.
Do you have a sense of who took the bones or anything to do with their disappearance?
I have kept the secret of the bones my entire life. And Jeska, who you met, is training to become my replacement in several years. He's still young. And I told him of the location of the bones about a month ago. And this is not a coincidence, right? That nobody knew but me, and then one person knows, and then shortly the bones go missing. So I spoke to Jeska about it, and he is a sweet boy. I asked him if he told anyone else, and he nodded, but he would not tell me a name.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, someone has taken the bones. I know not why. I don't know who, but I suspect Milivoj, who works around. You saw him outside. He was cutting the ivy back. He's often around the church. He's around Jeska, but he's a teenager. He's temperamental. He lives at the orphanage. What? Oh, are you drying your hands away? Oh, you were like trying to get my attention. I was like, what does this mean?
Graboa's just
Sorry. Yeah, he lives with the other orphans. He's the oldest there, so I think he tries to protect them. I have no evidence. I have no reason to suspect this young man. He's around the church. He is around Yeska. But I need your help to get those bones back.
Okay.
I'm gonna, with my psychic brain talking thing that I forgot I had last time, so I had to pop a tooth out instead. I'm gonna talk to Mink and be like, we were just supposed to get her to the church, and she's at the church, and we've been told, like, by lots of people that Valakai is, like, not a great place. Like, maybe we should just, like, peace out of here. We don't, like, have to do this, right? And you can respond telepathically.
Okay. I'll respond telepathically then and say, we wanted to get her to safety.
Is that what we committed to? Searching my notes.
I love how Mink is talking about duty. Lena is Mari is talking about contract law.
Right, yeah. Yep, this sucks. I mean, of course, like, we had to know that there was going to be more in Valakai than drop off and go.
I think we were just supposed to get her to Valakai, and she's in Valakai, and Valakai is safe. There's not the thing that we're not supposed to say here.
Actually, I do have a question. I'm going to ask out loud. I'm assuming Mari is saying this in Mink's head.
Yes.
Okay. And Mari, and while this is this will like jog a thought for Mink, and he'll be like, Father Lucian, I thought that the devil and his type don't come to Valakai at all.
I would not say at all, rarely. We have walls around the town, we have guards, we have the burgomaster, we have the festivals. And often the devil leaves us alone. But the only place you can guarantee to be safe from the devil is on consecrated ground. Which is why
nothing's guaranteed safe in this world, right, Lucian? You know that. There's no guarantees. None of us are getting out of here alive.
But no, that's life.
Yeah.
But
so
there's a large difference between dying an old man and having my throat ripped out by an angry vampire.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like from the crypt, you're going to hear very, like, faintly, less than you think.
All right. I think maybe my companions and I need a chance to talk about this privately for a moment. If you could we're going to need, well, okay. Let me just pull, okay, and I just pull everyone off to the corner.
He trundles away and lights a candle or does whatever priests do. I don't know, says a prayer. He leaves you alone.
I feel like
as
from the crypt I hear footsteps. I'm assuming there's nothing particularly interesting down here.
It's a 10 by 10 room, stone walls, long stone table. Stone table is empty. But it looks like something was on the table.
I think I would do an investigation to see, like, is there anything else I notice about the room, etc. Like, there's clearly a fairly advanced mechanism to hide it, do I see anything else similar, like signs of people getting in, etc.?
Roll that investigation.
17.
Yeah, so the mechanism, as you said, right? It's a button under here, and it slides and and you can see that there is dust, but not like a lot of dust. It's obvious that Father Lucian has come into this space frequently enough to keep it like clean and well cared for. So there's not really any like evidence left of like, oh, a boot print in the dust or the mud or whatever. It is a well looked after, well cleaned space. But there is like a little worn spot on the stone table where something was, and that is obviously no longer there.
And at the same time, I don't see anything like scratches in the stone or like where it looks like stones got replaced or something. So it seems like whoever got in here probably got in via the mechanism.
Correct.
As I hear my friend's footsteps run away or move away, I'm gonna be like, don't want to be stuck down here, and head back up.
Here's what I'm thinking. Nowhere in Barovia is safe, right? That's what we've been. Valakai isn't safe. Nowhere in Barovia is safe. What difference does it make? We don't have a clear plan of where we're going. We don't have a clear, like, we're going to Kresik, but like we're just going there because we think maybe it'll help. Does it make that much of a difference to us if we stop here for a week and get involved in this?
A whole week?
I mean, whatever, however much time it takes to solve this.
I mean, we've been told it's not safe here.
It's not safe anywhere, Marty. That's the whole thing. That's it. That's what you've been like, please, Mink, stop talking to people. Nothing is safe. Kill people on sight. Okay, you don't say that, but that's what I hear. So
I definitely don't say that. I say not to do that.
So
Mink,
what?
can you roll insight for me, please?
Sure. What am I inciting?
Mari?
10.
Do you need me to make
Okay.
a contested roll? Does this need to be like a
Performance
charisma-based?
or yeah, something like that.
20?
Yeah, you trust this person, and you're like what they're saying. The conversation can continue as it was previously. I apologize for interrupting.
I mean, I don't think we should stay here for a whole week. I don't
think we should stay here for a whole week either. I'm asking, what else are we doing here? We have no clear direction.
we need to go to Argynval's Halt so that Teddy can meet his father dragon thing? Head? I don't know. And Kresk, so that y'all can get information to get out of here. Don't you want to go home? And
Why do we think Kresik is going to have that? What is
the library
I
at
want
the
you-
Abbey.
By Strahd. That's really why we're here, is because Strahd wants me, Irina, and I don't want that.
Irina, stop saying that name. It's against the rules.
Teddy? Diota?
Also, I
Look,
thought I was
as
talking to everybody else.
as much as I am very interested in getting to Argynvalstolt as soon as possible, the fact is, the spirit of our agreement to this mission was to get Irina to safety, and this place is not safe as we expected. So maybe we can find these bones. Diota, what was in the crypt? Any clues?
Relatively plain, decently kept, but no sign of anyone having tried to break in through a wall or having meddled with anything, so it seems like whoever got in using the mechanism.
I had a dream last night, y'all, about teeth and blood, sharp teeth and blood in Valakai, and I think we should go.
Deception check. Anyone can roll insight.
Debbie. Why? I credit on it. I'm taking a good boy card.
Natural 27, natural 20 for a 27 on
No, that's not you. That's
No.
That's me.
That's you. I was so excited. Did I not?
You rolled an 8.
I rolled an 8. I saw the natural 20. I
You
was
rolled
so
a
pumped.
natural 1.
Okay, so I have to say this is really funny because I rolled a natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm going to play one of my good boy cards.
Debbie, I have
Teddy
two.
Well-
I just drew the same good boy card that I already had. Can I have a different one?
No,
I don't like
so
it.
that's not how it
Fine.
works.
I was like, how could
Teddy-
I possibly have a 27 on insight?
Teddy crit hit his inside roll on Mari.
Oh fuck.
And I fumbled, but I played the good boy card. Learn if someone is lying to you.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, she did not have a dream about blood and teeth. She is lying, and she is lying hard for some reason. You both know that, Teddy and
Lying
Teddy
extremely
and
well,
Joker.
also, by the way.
Yeah. Mink's
Wow,
just
Mink
like,
is just-
blood and teeth,
Oh, that sounds right. That sounds like something that would happen.
So at this, Diota's going to sort of check to make sure where the priest is. Make sure like he doesn't seem like he's listening in, etc. And they're going to sort of steeple their fingers and look at Mari. Like, throughout Mink doubting you, your back and forths, etc., I have largely stayed out of it. I think you are, from my perspective, impossibly young. I think you are inexperienced, and up until now I have generally thought going through doing your best. Why
I
are
am
you
doing my
lying?
best. I don't think we should stay in Valak.
Why?
It's dangerous.
So is every other square foot of this god-forsaken land. As you keep
It's more
reminding us.
dangerous currently, actively, right now in Valakai, as we've been warned by Rictavio. Rictavio told us.
Rictavio told us that this place is generally not good, it's engaged in a power struggle, etc. He also agreed that it is opposed to the demon. Devil, whatever we're calling him. In this weird he who shall not be named thing you have going on. There is no reason to assume that this is more dangerous for us in any real way that matters. Oh no, they're putting people in the stockades. Mick could pick up the stockades while wearing them. I could burn
it's
the
just
city
not,
down.
This is not a good situation in Valakai.
We
And
are
I have
in
hey,
Barovia.
Diota, I understand. This is where I live, okay? Shut up for a second. This is I have saved y'all's lives multiple times. I have backed you up in lots of fights. I have been trying really hard to keep you alive and to make sure that you can do what you need to do in Barovia. I've been trying really hard.
But this is what we're
So
saying. you
just
need to
trust
do.
me when I say that no, this is what Irina needs to do. I don't really care about her.
What do
Just
you
trust
need
me
to do?
when I say that we need to get out of Valakai soon, quickly, for your
Not-
own safety.
I think
Teddy, just to give you a bit more on the crit hit that you got. You know that Mari knows more than what she's saying about why Barovia is dangerous, or why Valakai is dangerous.
And that none of that was a lie. Also, none of that was a
No.
lie.
None of that was a lie. It was all very cleverly said. Yeah,
yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
Debbie.
at least.
We're smart enough
Whose
to know
side
the
are you
difference
on?
between when someone is being forthcoming and when someone is not. And this is clearly not forthcoming. It's just that you're not acting trustworthy. I know, yes, you've had our backs in fights. Like, okay, I know that in a fight, I can trust you. But nothing else you're doing makes us want to trust you right now, Marty. Like, you have to
Everything else-
understand that.
Money, let me ask you just a question. You say that you want it for our own good,
Yeah.
and that it is important for our own good that we leave
Yeah.
Valakai as soon as possible. But you are not telling us why it is or how you know that. I am not going to consider any of this worth pursuing unless you can do that openly and honestly.
I'm not lying. Aside
It's
from
not
about the
the
dream.
same thing.
That was a lie.
All right,
I just
so
look, do y'all want to die? You want to die?
I
I
don't know.
see-
Flip a coin in the morning. How old are you, Mari? I have probably, since you're not answering that, existed for 100 times that.
I don't. That's. So wait, are you saying you do want to die?
I am saying I have done enough and seen enough to know that at a certain point, if all you do is flail against death, you don't end up with a
This isn't
life.
flailing against death. This is taking active steps to prevent bad things happening to you all, and that's all I've been trying to do this whole time since I met you.
Which are what? What are the bad things?
So many bad things.
Sure.
Yeah, like outside these walls, wolves and vampires. That there's bad things out there too. Whatever's happening at that winery, you think that's going to be safer for us than what's happening here? Whatever is
Fundamentally,
going on at Kresik, where things are
Probably.
bad there too.
this land is controlled by a creature of immeasurable power who looks at all of us like flagons of mead. None of this is good. We are well past good options at this point, Marty. I understand what you're saying. I understand some of what you're not saying, and my point is we can't go off of unspoken, oh, it's better for you not to be here, and I know things, but I'm not telling you. I understand that you've had our back in fights. I understand all of these things, but fundamentally, the proposition here is you are saying, for our own good, we should go, and clearly you know why, but you will not tell us. You say you don't care about Arena, then why us? Why not her?
I just want to say before, if Mari responds to that, if she does, Teddy, like a minute and a half ago, maybe even 2 minutes, determined that this is not going to be fruitful, and will have slipped out of the room to try to find the boy who knew about the location of the bones. Is that the boy that was in here?
There was a young
Or is
boy in here, Yeska, he knew. And Father Lucian thinks that the older boy outside that was cutting the ivy, Milivoj, is the one that Yeska told and that stole the bones.
Right.
But he doesn't have proof of that one. All we know
No.
is that
Yeah, Teddy-
Yesker did.
Yeska knew, yes.
Teddy, he's not trying to hide it, but he slips out of the room relatively early in this exchange to just try to find Yeska and just chat with him.
Okay, yep. If you walk out of the church, Yeska's stood there. But if we just wrap up the
Keep going. Yeah.
Mari, we can come back to Teddy.
I just didn't want to say that
Upon,
Retroactively.
Well, and
Mhm.
upon the
After-
priest being like, Yesker has disappeared! Or something, where it's like, oh, but actually I went to go get him.
And also, I wanted to decide that regardless of how Lena has Mari respond to that, Teddy isn't there.
Not there. Mhm.
I like y'all. I like you all. I don't like Irina.
Who's right
I just
there?
want to make sure
I'm
you're
right
okay.
here.
I
think-
I can like people.
Okay. And I can stay
Mm.
here and help when I'm not given a reason not to. And I think Mink is going to also dip from this conversation. I think that this is like not going anywhere.
At this, as like at the last little bit of like stonewalling with this, Dios is just gonna sort of turn to Irina and be like, "Do you want to help with the investigation of the bones thing?"
Oh yeah, yeah. I think this is the best shot we have to keep me safe. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we got to try, right? Let's go find these bones.
Bones. Why could it never be a holy text protecting something? And
Okay.
Jota will walk outside, since I think we all knew that the young boy who he told to go stand by the door outside was the one that he also
Was the
fought,
Esker?
so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Father Lucian. If I didn't make that clear in the business, Father Lucian made that clear. Okay. So Teddy's outside and Yeska's there, and Yeska's like, "Oh, hi."
Hi. What's your name?
Yeska. Who are you?
Yes, my name's Teddy.
Okay. Cool.
What do you do here at the church?
I help Father Lucian. I'm training to be a priest.
Oh. You want to be a priest?
Sure.
What's your favorite part about helping Father Lucian here?
I think it's like we get to help people. Like they come and I make sometimes the drinks for them. And like if they're cold, I can get them a blanket. And that's nice to be helpful, I think.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Are you a priest too?
Not quite. I'm similar to a priest, or at least half of me is.
So like half a sort of priest?
I guess you could say that.
Are you in training like me?
I guess you could say that too, but more importantly, my friends and I are here trying to help. Like you, we're trying to help Father Lucian. He says that something disappeared from the church recently. Do you know what went missing?
Didn't do anything myself.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't suggesting that you did, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. The important thing that we don't talk about.
Is that a rule?
Well, yeah, it is now. We don't want people to panic because the thing isn't there doing the thing that the thing used to do.
Right, right.
And apparently, we're not meant to tell people when we know cool stuff about things.
That's fair. Sometimes it's important to keep information close to the vest. Father Lucian says that you might have told someone about the location of this cool, mysterious thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you able to tell me who you told?
Yeah. I guess I can. I don't really want to because I don't want anyone to be in trouble.
Well, I don't want anybody to get in trouble either. We're just trying to find the bones. They're quite important to making this a place where you can help people, keep them safe.
Yeah, I know, but don't say the bones. Say the thing, right?
The thing, the cool, mysterious thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I told one person, and I didn't tell anyone else. You want to know who I told?
If you want to tell me, yes, I'd love to know.
Okay, it's Milivoj, but he's my friend. And I don't think he'd do anything bad, like take the bones. I think it's just unrelated that, like, I knew and then he knows, and now the super cool, wonderful magic thing is not there anymore. I think it's just a coinkydink.
Yeah, could be. Teddy would like to do an insight roll on this child, just to kind of get a sense of what's going on here from a child
Okay.
psychology perspective. You know.
Okay. So, roll. Teddy has no experience with children, and with an 8, has no fucking clue what's going on with this child. He's cute as hell, though. The kid. Like a kid cute.
Okay. Teddy will say, okay. Well, that's fine. I'm sure you're probably right that it's just a coinky dink.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
But oh yeah, you are so welcome. If you wanted to speak to Milivoj, which, like, you probably don't have to because, like we said, it's a coinky dink. He's gone home. He was cutting the ivy.
He was cutting the IV, and then he went home. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Could you point me in the direction of his home?
Oh yeah. He lives at the orphanage.
Which is. Teddy will keep moving his finger until that way.
You're a funny guy, Teddy. It's just like a little way down the road. It's just like there. If you walk down the road, you'll see a sign for St. Andrew's Orphanage. Like, this is St. Andrew's Church. That is St. Andrew's Orphanage.
Okay. Thank you for the information, Kreska. It's cool knowing cool, mysterious things. Teddy will give.
Yeah, like knowing my name is Yeska, not Kreska. That's a cool thing.
My bee.
Yeah, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, I guess. I'm just a real sassy young man.
Teddy will give Yeska a silver piece.
Oh, you don't. Let's donate it to the church. I don't need this. I'm okay.
If you want to donate it to the church, you can. I'm giving it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And probably by this point, the others have come out.
Yeah.
Teddy will share, like, yes, it seems like Milivoj is the person that the child told. At least according to the child. I don't know why he refused to tell Father Lucian who he told, but I think he was trying to protect him.
Maybe Lucian's abusive or something. We can go quickly, go talk to Milivoj, and then get the things, and then leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're good?
Sure.
Great. Quickly. Where's Milivoj?
He lives at the St. Andrew Orphanage. That way. Teddy will wait for everybody else to go, and he'll kind of give a meaningful look after Mari.
Mari's
And
like
then
speed
follow.
walking towards the orphanage.
He'll look at her and then look to Deota and Mink and
Gerboa
widen his
is
eyes
like
a bit.
fletching a shiv.
Wow.
I think Mink will fall in next to Teddy and just be like, do you know why she won't tell us anything but expects us to just trust? That's not a good question. Do you have any sense of what's she's not telling us? Like, she's clearly not telling us something important. And I just wish I knew what it was, because I don't like operating without all the information.
I mean, it seems clear to me that she knows something about why Valakai is especially dangerous. And she's not telling us. But I think maybe my most useful insight about Mari, even more useful than that, is that it doesn't do any good to ask. I think we need to let her unravel on her own. Because if we push and pull, she's just going to get more and more defensive.
I will say that at Teddy making the comment of, I don't think it does any good to ask, Gerboa is going to switch out the smile for one that looks slightly more manic. And sit there going,
I don't know what else to do besides, like, we just carry on as if she's not talking to us. That feels
But
bad too.
honestly, at this point, what option has she left us?
Yeah.
I mean, we yeah, if she's not going to actually engage in the conversation with us and respond to the things that we say, then why should we do her that respect? And the more that maybe we just kind of do our thing, maybe she'll get frustrated enough to give us some useful truth.
Mhm. Thank you, Teddy.
You're welcome, Mink. Let's just hope that I'm anything resembling right.
All right. I think that's a good point for us to stop for today. Before we open the orphanage can of worms. But we can pick up next time as you get to the orphanage. Oh yeah, orphanages are notoriously full of worms. It's where children are. I think that's an accurate connection.
I just want you to know, Debbie, that I'm expecting there
Alright.
to be a literal can of worms in the orphanage. This is like
Uh-huh.
your
Mhm.
equivalent of Chekhov's gun.
Yeah. Chekhov's gun, Debbie's can of worms. All right,
Please,
make a
sir,
note.
can I have something other than these worms?
Can of worms in the orphanage. Yeah, someone's going to have one of those. Will you find it? Make no promises.
Oh my god, it needs to be the equivalent of the swear jar. Every time you swear, you have to acquire
You have
a
to put-
worm
every
and
time
put
you
it
bring
in
a
the
worm in, you have to put a worm. Yes, yes. That feels like a very Debbie orphanage. You put your worms in the jar. Okay. Good session, everyone. You're not dead. Again. There wasn't even a threat of death. Not even any combat. Are you all going to fall out with Marie? Maybe. Have you already fallen out with Marie? Maybe. But you're not dead. And that is something.
except on the inside.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, incredible players, for another wonderful session. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out in the audience, or if you catch this on demand. Our next session, I believe, is planned to be in 2 weeks on the 22nd,
That sounds right.
starting at 30 minutes later than we started today. But the US, you do daylight savings tonight, don't you?
Do
God,
we?
yes, kill us.
Fortunately.
You spring forwards tonight, and we don't spring forwards until the end of March. So where there is normally a 4-hour time, a 5-hour time difference between EST and a 7-hour time difference between Mountain and me, it goes to 4 and 6 hours. So for those of us in the UK, although it is the same time for US based folks, it is earlier for us. Yes.
I'm gonna quick get a good boy card for my nat 20.
Oh yes, I forgot to remind you both. You did. Anyone that rolled natural 20s, don't forget to get your good boy cards.
I pulled one, but it was the same as another one I have, and I can't exchange
Yeah.
it for a different one.
No, that's the luck of the draw, Lena.
But I don't like it, Steppy.
Yeah, you can't always get good cards. That's the luck of the draw.
It's the logic that casinos are based on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But join the Discord, !Discord, to find out what time we're playing, because the events in Discord do the time zone thing automatically. And also follow us on Twitch to get the notifications for when we're going live. Anyway, and hopefully we'll see you all then. All right. Oh. Wonderful. So I think that's it from us. Have a lovely rest of the day, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Drink some water. Don't be cursed.
It's that simple.
ABC.
Simple as that.
Bye.
Bye.